just a reminder. Today was the last day the final day to submit your first assignment, the first SQL assignment. So you have up to today what at 12. It should be 000 a.m. I think it should be what 11:59. I think my workbench is up. And are you guys able to see my screen? Someone to confirm? Someone to confirm that you are able to see my screen. Okay, okay. I think you're able to see my screen. So yesterday we just left at a place you were listing all the appointment with patient name, doctor name for a specific doctor, and we had the doctor ID, and was the query, and I'm hoping by now everyone is understanding about join. So any question from yesterday's work before we proceed to the next query? Any question? So I think we should just proceed. So let me just have someone write for us this query. I want to list all the patients. Let me just write it here. List all the patients with associated with the associated department
Excuse me,
in the hospital. Yes.
will you please raise your voice because you are.
Uh, am I breaking? Are you guys able now to hear me?
No, no.
Not yet. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. So I want someone to write this query that will list all the patients with the associated departments and hospital. Sure. So I think today we can start with gentlemen, all the men in the house. Someone to try this. I think I can have, let me just have a random person here. If there is no a volunteer. Can we have Jonah? Jonah, will you help us with this? Jonah, if you can hear me, you can just continue.
Excuse me, I'm behind, but I'm still following kindly.
Okay. So who is rescuing men today? Kipchuba. Kipchuba?
Eh,
Yes, I think you can help us with this.
Good evening, James.
Yes, good evening.
Okay, I heard that you wanted someone to save the boy child.
Yes,
So let me try. If I die in the battlefield.
good.
Okay, so maybe first if I can see all the tables, since my SQL is still not loaded. Maybe if I can see all the columns in the tables.
For the department and that is the hospital. Let me just show you the tables.
Yeah, the columns.
I have department. Let me just start with the departments. And here is my department table.
Okay.
I also have let me show you. Please. This is the patient table.
So the query was asking.
We need a list of all patients with the associated department and hospital.
Okay, so we select. Go to the columns, please. The patients table.
Oh, patients table.
Yes, you select everything.
I think before even we get into that, let me just add something here, because I've just noticed that we don't have any data in the department table. So let me just do a quick insert.
Okay.
Insert into this. So I want to insert department ID. I think we can have department ID as one. Department name is so any suggestion for department name? Maybe we can have KNH.
I don't know what oncology is, but I think that's something to do with hospital stuff.
Or you can just call it you said oncology.
Oncology. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but I know it's hospital things.
Oncology, like that.
Yeah.
I think I can have that. Let's just try to execute this. Check. Yeah, I think we can have also a second department. Oh, cancer is a disease. So department name. Any suggestion?
Radiology.
Sorry?
Radiology.
Radiology. You can have radiology. So at KNH. Another department. And the last one.
Nutrition.
Okay. Nutrition. I'm hoping that I have that data inserted. The second one didn't execute. So something to do with the radiology. Right? Good. I think that is better. So let's continue. Select. Yes, I'm waiting for you. Select.
Sorry. You are joining the hospital table, the patient's table and the department table. So we select the patient name.
Name.
Yeah, patient name, the name from the patient's hospital.
So let me just call it. It's called name. Select name.
I think you should list it as patients dot. Okay, patients.
You can just use p dot name.
P dot name. And then you can select p dot hospital.
P dot hospital. Does the table patient have hospital? I don't think so.
Oh, sorry. It is d dot hospital.
E or H?
D dot.
Let's just use D dot hospital.
Yeah, d dot hospital.
Yes.
Then also you select d dot department name.
D dot. Let me just copy these fields. That is department name, then hospital name. Let's go. Yeah, let's continue.
Then from is the from statement from patients P. Then join you join the department table.
And I think we should use this. Yeah. Yeah, we are join.
The departments table.
So it should be B. Yeah. We're using the department table. So let me just copy it. Let me just copy this and change it to department. Yes.
Then on
Are we not adding a D here?
yes we are.
On.
Then you select P dot
P dot.
patient ID
Yeah.
is equals to D dot department ID.
In patient, do we have that field?
Patient ID, yes.
So should it be? I'm just reading what you're telling me. So it's D dot
Department ID.
like that.
Yeah. Then you add a semicolon at the
So
end.
we're adding our statement at that point.
Yes.
This is Alvin. Any other person who thinks otherwise? Any other person who's having a different opinion on that?
James,
Yes.
okay, this is just for my understanding. I know it might take us back, but I still don't get why we put those P's and the P's and all those things.
Or the P's and the D.
The P's, yes, in front and after.
Okay. The P's are just they are just variable names. We are escaping to use the patient dot name. So we're just using I think there is somewhere from you can see from we have healthcare database dot patient, and we are giving it a variable P. So instead of like now writing this whole statement at this point, we can use this variable here, and that also applies for the D.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it doesn't like necessarily to be a P. It can be another letter or maybe another name. So any different opinion, uh, or you just I think you can just execute this. and then you see what you're getting. We are getting name, and we have the hospital name and department. And our question was to list all the patients. I think we could add this. Let me just modify this as patient underscore name. I think the rest are good. Let me just execute this so that now we can have patient name and the patient, like the patient name. We have the hospital and also the department name. So simply we are getting the list of all patients with the associated departments and the hospital. So that is hospital name and department name. So I think Alvin didn't die in the battlefield. He emerged. Is it a winner? You didn't die. So I think we can just have the next query. And this time round I need lady. And I need to list all the doctors. Let me just have this list for the doctors. Doctors. Let me just add this so that I use in join. List all the doctors in a specific department. I think this is the only way that I can see if you guys you understanding, because even if I give the assignment, there is this AI stuff that is generating all these queries. So you guys in your assignment did use these concepts that I had not taught. I think most of you are used to this AI stuff. And so can I just have a lady try to write this query? So using join a list of the doctors in the specific department. And I think I can have department ID as what? Let me just have department ID as 1. Who is saving the Redis today? Any volunteer? Alice, now that I explained why we are using P and D, can you try this?
Wait, join list all the doctors in specific department. we have a name for doctors, yeah. We can say select.
Select.
D name, I don't know. You said we can use any letter. D name.
Sorry.
D.
D for Dr. D.
Yes.
Dot.
D name.
Doctor name.
Yeah.
Doctor name.
As I think we select the doctor's table.
So this one is we are taking D dot name as what?
Doctor.
As doctor name.
Doctor name.
Let me just get that doctor name. Doctor underscore name.
Mm-hmm.
Then
the department doctors.
so we are writing, and this.
D dot department doctors.
I think you can use a different variable name.
Yeah. Different.
So that you can avoid confusion between D for doctor and D for department.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so depth dot department dot what?
Department. Okay, same thing. There's a table there.
Department name.
Department doctors.
So,
Oh, wait. Department. Department name. Yeah, I've seen the departments there.
okay. Let me just this.
Department name. We need the department ID as well.
I don't know. You're telling me what to write.
Oh, okay. I thought we're helping each other in a specific department. Department ID as equals 1. Oh gosh. Okay, hapo nimekwama.
Okay, you can just like call someone to help you. A lady.
Let me check who is on the call. Winnie can assist.
Yes, Winnie. Winnie, are you up for the task? Is Winnie in?
If it's not there, Vince can assist.
Who?
Vince.
Vince. Vince. Vince. If you can hear us.
I'm having errors, so I don't know. Maybe someone else can.
We need a lady.
Though Wema Adhiambo has raised the hand, so Wema, you can go.
Yes, Wema.
Yes, I can give it a try.
Yes.
We have select.
Uh-huh.
Let me just zoom in and see your screen well. Okay, select D name as doctor underscore name. You have that. Comma. Used depth. Okay, used to the A that you are using. Dot department name.
Yes.
Yeah, as department name, as department underscore name.
Department name. Part name. Underscore name.
Yeah.
Type of
As a department underscore name.
underscore name. Let me just write that.
Yes, and then from healthcare database. Dot doctor, yeah, dot doctor's ID, doctor's D, list D, yeah.
Doctor's D.
D, yeah. Small D.
Small. Yeah.
Yes, and then join.
Oh.
Join healthcare database. Yeah, dot department debt. Is it department or departments? I think there shouldn't be an S.
It's departments. From my table is departments.
Okay.
Yep.
On Doctor, was it the D? Doctor D doctor on D doctor ID.
D dot doctor. D dot.
Yeah, I mean that.
D dot doctors.
Yeah, doctor's ID.
Doctor's ID.
Yeah, that one is equals to the debt dot department ID.
Debt dot department ID. Like that.
Yes. And then where department ID equals, is it one here? Equals 1.
Okay. I think I'll okay. I think I'll just miss out that. So where department?
I think where debt, I think should be debt department.
Or should be
Or debt department ID.
Should be debt dot.
Department ID, yeah.
I think that is what you're missing here.
Is equals to 1.
Equals to 1.
Yes, I think so.
I think even without running that one, I think it should give us the right output. Oops. We don't have a list of all doctors in specific departments. You're getting a null value. No record. I think we have a record, all the doctors in specific department, and the department ID is 1. What we have is 1. Let's just check this. All doctors. Let me just check the doctors. So I think we should we use the wrong ID. We don't have ID 1.
Oh, yeah.
I think we can just use this. I keep forgetting that I checked these these IDs. So let's just check this. This one should be good. And again, you are checking on department dot doctor ID is equals to department dot ID. I think I can get, or we are getting 0 record. So let us just have, let us just insert this department record here with an ID.
But I think there is a problem in that statement.
What could be the problem?
I don't know. I'm not very sure, but I can see you equating doctor ID to department ID. Those two would not be. Would they? Is that real that a doctor ID would be the same as department ID?
Department ID.
I don't think that statement is correct. I'm not sure though, but the doctor ID would not be the same as a department ID.
Let me check this. Yes, whatever you're saying is true. But we want the list of all doctors in a specific department, where department ID is 1. Let's just 1. Remain 1. Is there a relationship between the doctors table and the department? I think that is the question that we should be asking ourselves.
They share the hospital name.
They share the hospital name.
Yeah.
Let us see. I think that is what we should be equating here, because we want a list of all the doctors in a specific department. Again, let me just see.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
When you change it to on d dot hospital name is equals debt dot hospital name, you are getting the records.
But when you change to
D dot hospital name instead of Dr. ID.
we have now the hospital name.
Yeah. Also sent to the department.
Dot hospital name.
Yeah.
But again, let me just, yeah, this should give us some records. But is that what you are checking here? We want a list of all the doctors in a specific department, and that department should have an ID of 1. Okay, let us just execute this. and let me just counter check something here. So I think this makes sense, because we just want the list of all the doctors, and we are getting that in a specific department, and that is oncology, and that department, that is where department ID is 1. So let's just check this oncology service. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Yeah, this should be the query. So you're just going to check the d.hospital name, and where it equates the debt.hospital name, because in fact that is the relationship that we have between the department and the doctor's ID. This should be departments. So that was resourceful. Thank you. So any question? Yeah, so I think that is it. Let us just have our last query. I think you should practice more. I'll give these join queries so that you can practice more on that. So let's have another person trying this. I need a list of all patients. List of patients who have a specific diagnosis. And let our diagnosis be let me just check the diagnosis that we have. They were in. Let me just check. They were in. Did you have a table that had a diagnosis? Tests. I think in our case we had a test title. So let us adjust that. Just say it is diagnosis. So I need that is list of all patients who have a specific test title. Who is up for the task? This time it can be a lady or a gentleman. So And this test title should be let me just check this. Is it blood test? So any volunteer before I choose someone? Any person? I think I just have to choose someone. And that should be, that should be, let me see who was late for the class. Let's just have Aiga. Aiga? Aiga, if you can hear me, you can help us with this. Aiga, can you hear me? Or Fahiza?
Yes.
Yes, Fahiza, I think you can help us with this.
So where the okay. So select
Select.
first patient. They share patient ID. Okay. Select
Yes.
P dot patient name. The P is for the table.
Or P.
The table patients, yeah.
So it should be
P dot patient name.
Let me just check. Copy that. I think it was name. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, you're using name. Okay.
You can
Patient.
just use us so that you can.
Okay.
Name. That is better. Yes.
Okay. From, because you just need the patients from
From
the table patients. So healthcare database dot patients. Join.
join.
Wait, after the healthcare database dot patients, can you include the P so that we can, yeah, okay. So join test T on.
Let me just modify this.
Table on. So they both share patient ID. So P dot patient ID.
Yeah.
P dot patient ID.
That is P dot patient. Patient ID.
Yeah, equal T dot patient ID.
P dot patient ID.
Yeah, T dot T.
T dot.
Yeah. Patient ID.
Yes.
Okay, then we have test SQL. So where T dot test title equals blood test.
Where T dot
Test title
here, echo
blood test.
test.
Yeah.
Should be like that.
Yeah.
Any person who thinks we can improve that? So I think you can just run this. And we are getting that patient name is James. A list of patient who have a specific that is diagnosis. Yeah. I think we are getting James, and I think even you could have included the diagnosis, but it's okay. It's okay. It can just be James. So I think by now you guys have seen how we use join. I knew it was a complex concept, and that is why I decided we have several examples just for practice. But I think by now you guys, everybody is able to create or rather to use join. So any question before we get to our today's stuff? Okay, thumbs up if you are good. I think we are good. So the next thing I want us to discuss is procedures. Uh, you notice that for the several examples that we have been working on, you notice that we are in a way we are repeating ourselves so much. If you check from our last query, I think these queries they are just similar. Someone is saying that he is unable to talk. You can just write your question in the in-call messages. I think I'll see that. Okay, yeah. Yeah, just write your question. So I was just saying that if you check these, we have a select from join where. We have select from join where. In a way, uh, these queries they are quite similar. And now procedures now will help us to you can just write query once, and then you can now like just keep in invoking that query whenever like you want uh, to carry out some operation. Like these procedures will enable us to create reusable and efficient codes. This mostly happens with complex database operations. So procedures uh, will um, will encapsulate or maybe put together a sequence of SQL statement in a single procedure or a function, and now this one will allow users like to keep invoking instead of now rewriting that query. You will just have to invoke that procedure, and by invoking I mean call. I think I'll just have to explain that with an example. But let's see the syntax for procedure. Let me just have the syntax for this procedure stuff. Syntax. Aiga, you had a question regarding the join. Let me just have these procedures. In SQL. Okay, I can see that Aiga. Yeah. So let's just have the syntax for it. So we start that by, I don't know where to start this, but let's just have create. This is the syntax, create. Then you just have to indicate it is a procedure that you are creating, procedure. And then we will have the procedure name, underscore name, and then in here we will begin our procedure. Begin. I think this is now advanced SQL. So begin. Begin. And then in here add all your query. And then we'll just have to add this. Stuff. So this is the basic syntax for procedure, but it can be complex again. But this is the basic, just the basic. I think you can have. Let me just add this stuff here. Perimeter. You can use $sign or just 2// I always enclose this with also the perimeter. I'll explain all this. So to begin with, before then I give an example of that. So you notice, let me just let me begin with the create procedure. The create, this is the keywords that will help us just to create a procedure. So we will just have a create procedure, and then you will have the name. Let's say you can have a name, maybe based on what you want the procedure to do. Let's say if you want maybe to select the test titles, you can call it test titles or just any custom name, provided it aligns with whatever you are trying to do in your procedure. So the begin marks the beginning of or the start of your SQL queries. So in here you can have something like a select statement, then then semicolon. Um, it can be complex. In fact, that you can add, let's say, an example like this one, a whole SQL query with join, with select, with where. That is the stuff we should press here. Um, so and then you will add that with a semicolon as we use as I said that any SQL query should end up with a semicolon. So and then we have the end keyword. This one will mark the end of our query, or yeah, end of our procedure, I mean. And it should also end with a semicolon. Yeah, because now the semicolon, okay, as you're executing this, the first semicolon as the, I mean, I don't know how to explain this, but as your compiler, whatever whenever we press this, whenever we press this, whatever happens is now compiling of whatever you have written here. So after now you press this, uh, your compiler will, it compiles line by line. So if this is our first line, it will start compiling from this line, moving instead of a procedural. So it will start with the first line. Whenever now it meets a semicolon, it marks that as the head of your query. So the reason why I'm using a delimiter is just to tell my procedure that whenever like now you meet like this semicolon, it might not be it is not the head of that query. So we have that. If at all now you are using your delimiter as this dollar sign, so let me just have this dollar sign, but you can use the 2 /. So you will add this with again $2 signs, and then now you will tell your compiler that okay, now I have now the delimiter. You can now add your query where we have now semicolon. But initially, it will having now labeled these as delimiter as dollar sign. It will just postpone uh, like now telling the compiler that okay, this is not the end of your query, so you should move on until you find these dollar signs. So this one will be marked as our end of procedure, and then we have that delimiter again, now telling now our compiler that it should use these semicolon again. It's kind of you're just like postponing like adding of that procedure, and then you will have your compiler now. You tell your compiler to end that query, that procedure here. So I think the best thing we can have is just have an example of a procedure, and how we create procedure in this workbench is quite simple, because you can see somewhere we have stored procedures, I don't know if you guys are able to see that from where we have schemas. I think mine is just right here. So I'll just have to right click this, and I'll create stored procedure. So I think I can, okay, it's okay. So this is what I was saying. We have now the create procedure. This is our new procedure. You can change this name to, for instance, you can have this as get underscore, let's say something get patients. You can have get all patients underscore patients. We can call it that. We want to get all the patients, and this is the beginning of our query. So I think you can just press apply here, and then you can see what is happening. Initially we didn't have the delimiter. So let me just explain this, what is happening here, because anytime you are using terminal, you won't have like this one written. You will have to write it for yourself. So we just want to use this healthcare database, and we want now to drop procedure if it exists. That is the get all patients procedure. So if at all now we had another procedure in these stored procedures that is called get all patients, we will just have to drop that. And then now we move forward to delimiter, as I had said, and in this case they are using the $ delimiters. And then again we are saying we want to use that the healthcare database again, and this delimiter. So the next thing we are going to have is now create procedure. You get all the patients, and you notice that this one we have now 2 parentheses. These 2 parentheses means that this is now a function. I think that is all I can say at the moment. If you have backgrounds of programming, you know that whenever you have these two parentheses, it means that this is a function, and you can call it whenever you want. But for this case, let's just let it just remain as a function. Just note it as a function, and we can now begin our query here. Whereby we can have, let's say, something like select we want to select all from we want to use this database, copy, and this one is dot patients. Yeah, I think that is good. So this is our SQL query, and I think we can just apply this, and you notice that it has executed successfully. So let us just finish that, and you can now see it here. I think you can just apply stuff here. And now when you click here, you notice now that you have a get all patients procedure. I think up to that point we are together. Now how do you use this? Because now we have just created it. How do we use this now? How do we run this? So I think you can there is an icon here to run it. When you just put your cursor on this get all patients, we have something like a flash here. You can just click that to run it, and you notice that we are getting the same output as the initial select query. So you can just delete these. So in case of now that I want maybe to let me just be an empty tab. So anytime now I want to get all the patients, I don't have like to write the select query, the select from what. I don't have to do that. So what I'll do now, it's now invoke or call these get all patients. And how I do that, I'll just have to call, and I want to call what? I want to call the healthcare dot database dot get underscore all patients. Then I can just have those parentheses. So I can now execute these, and you notice I'm still getting the same output without now writing the SQL query again. I can call these several times. You can call it as many times as you want, anywhere you want. So that is how we implement procedures. I don't know if there is a question with procedures. I think we can let me just show you another interesting part of these. Let's say now that I don't want to get all the patients. I just want to get patient by ID. So what do I do in case now that I want to get patient by ID? Like I want to get the record for patient ID number 1. So how can I achieve that? So I'll just come here to create another procedure. Let me just show you the interesting part of this. We can get patients by ID. By ID. So what I'm going now to pass here is just an argument. And how I do that, that is the ID argument. So I'll just have to say in ID in ID, and that should be of type int. then I'll just click apply. And now you notice that I can now pass like the select query here. Select, I want to select, that is all from this database here. Let me just have a copy. Dot patient, and I want to select where what I want to select where ID is equals to was it patient ID? I think it was patient ID. I'm hoping that this is the right field is equals to our ID here. I think it should be like that. Select from health where patient ID is equals to our ID. Now the ID that we are going to pass in our procedure here. So let me just apply, and I'm hoping that has executed successfully. So again, I can just repeat whatever I did. That is, let us just call this. You can just call this here. Or you can just execute it from here. You see now, whenever I try to execute these, I'm getting what do we call it? Is it a pop-up screen telling me now to input the ID that I want to get, the ID that I want to get data for. So I think I'll just pass one and then execute this. And now you notice that I'm getting the record for James, who has an ID of 1. I think I can execute that once more, and now I want to get the records for ID 2, and then I can just execute that, and now you can see that I'm getting the record for Alvin, who has an ID 2. I think now you can see, instead of now rewriting the get patient by ID code, I'm just using the function now here. I just execute the function, I pass the ID, and then I get the record, instead of now rewriting the query again. I think you can see how simple that is to implement a procedure. I don't know if there is a question up to that point. I don't know even if I was fast on that. But if you have any question, you can just raise up your hand and ask.
I think you can repeat that bit on passing the parameter.
Okay. The other question that was question? Okay, let us just, I think we can repeat that by creating another procedure. I think now here I want to get, let us just try to get the patient by name instead of ID. Let us just have get patient, let's go patient by name. And then here you're just going to pass that is in what I think we can just call it f underscore name for first name, and then it is of type z-varchar. I think we can use varchar here, and we can give it a length of up to 20. I think that is better. You can even pass. Let us just have this example, and then I'll show you how to also add two parameters. I mean two arguments. So this is what we call arguments. For those of you who don't have background in programming, these are what we call arguments. So I think we can just apply this, and then I'll just have to write that select stuff. We want to select all from we want to use this database here, L database. These are some of the things that you are going to be doing with large databases. So let's just be patient. And this should be where what we have name, is equals to whatever you pass there is f name, f underscore name, then you have a semicolon. I think I can apply that, and I notice that it has executed successfully. So I can just close this. Let us just execute this and see what we got. So again, you are getting the system require you to pass a name. They can just pass James. Then I'll just have to execute that, and now you realize that I'm getting the record for James. Any question? Any question up to that point? Do we have any question? If we are good, any question? Thumbs up if you are good. Advise, are we together? Or you were left behind?
No, we are together.
Okay, Aiga? Aiga is good. Alvin? Alvin, are you good? Alvin, can you hear me? So I just want to select a random person. And I want to. I'm just feeling that I task someone with a task here. And I want someone who has never talked in this call. I don't know who. Sharon, have you talked today?
I've been having issues with my network. I just joined like a few minutes ago.
But at least you know what are some procedures.
We'll follow up on the recording.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think Raban has ever talked in this call. Raban, how are you? Does it mean we have silent listeners here? I want to ask someone with to just a create procedure question. And let me just have Jonah. Jonah, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, that's good. I want you to help us with creating a procedure for getting what? Let me just scroll here. Yes, I think the question is just. I need you, Jonah, to list all the patient who have a specific test title. And that test title should be blood test. I think it's here. So let's just move. I think you can paste that here. And this is using a procedure. Are we together, Jonah?
Yes.
I think you're able to do that, right? Okay, are you able to share your screen?
No, I'm not using the laptop, but I can just try.
Okay, just give us the steps.
So create procedure.
How do we do that? Using this create start procedure.
Then to begin, select from.
You are taking us too fast. We need a procedure that is called get what? Let me just.
Okay, create procedure. Get test by title.
Get test by title. Yeah, we are renaming this.
Yes.
Get test by title.
By title. Into bracket.
Yeah.
Varchar. Not varchar, sorry. In varchar. In title varchar.
In title. In title varchar. Like that.
Yes. Then after begin.
Are we not setting the limit for the length for the title?
Yes, we can. After varchar into bracket, you can put 50 or 20.
Okay, let's just use 50.
Yes.
So then?
Then begin, below begin, select from, health, what is that database?
It's called the healthcare database.
Then dot test. Then where?
Okay. Where?
Where? Test. Where test?
Let me just show you the table for tests so that you can tell me what to write.
Mm-hmm. Test. Mm-hmm.
I think you're good now. So let's continue. You're writing where?
Where test title?
Let me just copy that. Yeah, copy field.
Is equal to title. So from there, I don't know if we can use you can specify the length of that characters.
At what point?
Mm-hmm. After title, or we can just leave like that.
Yeah. But I can see we have an error somewhere. Might you have missed something?
So between select and from, there is asterisk.
Okay.
Or yeah.
So it should be like that. So the question was, we list the patient who have a specific test title. The test title should be blood test. Okay. So we continue, we apply these. Then we continue applying. Then we finish this. Then
from there, someone can help me from there.
I think from that point you're just executing these procedure, and we're executing that procedure using these the fresh icon here, and we have to pass the blood test. Blood test. I'm hoping there is stuff like that. Yeah. Then you can get the record. I think this question was maybe a list of patients, but this one you are retrieving all the data for the patient. We just wanted the patient. I think I should have included that list of all patient names. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So any question from for gender balance? Let me just have Iga help us create another procedure. And this time I just want a list of yeah. Let me just have, I think this one is interesting. So Iga, be ready for this.
I have a question on what we have just done.
Yeah.
Because the question or the list we wanted was list of patients who have specific test title, and test title is equal to blood test.
Yes.
And our previous statement on that, we went on select P name as patient name. And we went all the way and we did a join. Now, when we write this procedure, the procedure we were writing, are we not writing more or less the same in the commands area? But the only thing we are passing is the parameter of the blood test. So I was expecting we would get to write more or less what we wrote in the first statement, but now put it in a procedure way, such that now we can call that procedure anytime, but with the same commands. We do not have to write every so often.
Okay.
Is that not what? Because last time we used two join statements. I think, is it two or one? One join statement.
I think
to fulfill that requirement.
Yes, I think we have it here. A list of patients to have a specific title, and the test title is blood test. This one, yeah, right? I think what who was this? Is it Jonah? Jonah did. You can still use this query here over here. This one, there will be no issue. But my main interest was on how just to create that test that get test title procedure. But you can make you can just choose to make your your query to be like more complex by using now the join. Simply because now when I use a select and where, I think it will still serve the same stuff. Simply because I'm just checking data from one table. But we will have an example where we must use join in those procedures. I think using procedure here, it was just it was optional. But let me just have an example like this one here. This one was a list of all appointment with patient name, doctor name for a specific doctor. Yeah, like this one here. You notice here, it is mandatory for me to use the two tables here. The patient, because I need the patient name from the patient table, and I must use the doctor's table again to get the doctor's name, right? So with this one, it is mandatory for me to use join. But again with this one, I think using join here was just optional. It's only that I wanted us to use join just for practice. I think uh, that is well explained. Or do you have any other question regarding that? Any question? We can still use this one. Let me just have this question here. But we will let me just write it here. Now implementing this in our procedure. Whereby we want a list of all, I think this one should change, create a procedure. That returns a list of all appointments with patient name, doctor name for a specific doctor where ID is this. So I think we should just try to write this. Let me just copy this query. Good. So let me just have create this procedure. Then give it name what? Get you want to create a procedure that return a list of all appointments. So let me just have get appointment details. I think that is a better stuff. And I want to use the ID. So in ID of type int, and I want to just copy this one here. Then I'll just pass ID here instead of at coding the ID, the procedure will require us to pass an ID that will be inserted here. So I think with that we can just execute this. We just apply that, and then we just continue with that. We can just finish, and yeah, we can execute this here. Get patient ID for this one. Then you just have to pass that ID. Okay, remember the ID. Let me just copy the ID from here. You can copy this. Let me just have it. This one executed. Then I just have to paste that ID there. And then you notice that I'm getting all now the patient name, I have the doctor name and the appointment date. So you can also execute that one with a different ID. Let me just try that different ID. That is from doctor table. The previous, what did I use? That is the one with that. Need with the one with that 7. Okay, let me just copy in, and I can execute this. Let me. I can execute that with this ID here. Just need to remove the quotes. Then execute that. And now I'm getting all the patient names, doctor's name and appointment date again. So it is just as simple as that. So any question? And even instead of executing that from here, you can write this. You can write this. Just call health care database dot get underscore appointment underscore details. This is now when you're using the terminal. You will not have this UI to facilitate this clicking stuff. So I think that is that. So I don't know if there is a question regarding the procedures. Are we good with the procedures? Again, saying we are good. Also, Jonah. He's yes. So, I'm hoping there is no question. Mr. Rabban has understood that procedure stuff. So, yeah, I think that is all we were to do today. That is covering the procedure stuff, and it was a bit complex. So I think that is it. So any question or any compliment, any suggestion before we drop off? And just a reminder, today is the last day to submit your Wema. Wema is having a question. Is up.
Yes, I wanted to request that maybe the question you gave Jonah, maybe can you write a query that will give us the specific thing you are asking for?
Oh,
instead of the general one.
the one for Jonah.
Yeah.
I think you can just have this. So I think it's just very simple because we'll just have to copy paste these again. Now using a join, right? Wema.
Yes.
Should we use the join?
No. Just the first one you were doing without a join.
Without a join, this one it was like
The question was asking for patients,
patient.
list of patients with specific test title.
I think I can just have should it be a procedure or just I think we can just write it here. So in a procedure. So we just need patient name. So we can have a select. Select. Should we have? We can just have p.name. As patient name. And then I want to select this one from this. I think I can just copy this. Should be a small.
Excuse me, are you doing it as a procedure?
Oh, you want us to do it as a procedure?
Yeah.
Okay, let me just copy this then. I can just cut. So you're just doing a create procedure. You want to get patient name, get patient underscore name with specific diagnosis. I think that is that procedure has a good name. That is get patient name with specific diagnosis. And I just have to have a name. I just have an argument here. I just want to pass. So now, what should I pass? I think I should pass now the name, right? So I think it's test title. Should pass a test title. Let's go title, and that is of type virtual. I can give that variety. I think that is better. Then I'll just copy paste the. I want to select p dot p dot name as a patient name from then where should be curve. We are now this is the test title here. Then I can edit that only the semicolon. I think it should be like that. Then I can just apply that. I think that should work. Yeah, just right here. And what was the name again? Is it blood test?
Yeah.
Oops. Now we just execute that. Should it be a blood test? I think this one should be. Okay, inpatient, do I have a name? Let me just see this. Select this. And let me just try to execute this out of procedure. I want to see the output I'm getting here. Just see this. Let me just copy this. Let's just execute this. And I'm getting an empty record. Simply because I don't have. Oops, 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 oops. Oh yeah, I think I have to. I think also this one I have to use a join, because in patient I don't. Oh yeah. I think I'll still have to use a join because I'm getting the test. Yeah, I need to use a join somewhere because I'm getting these tests from a different table, right? Yeah, I think we will have to use a join here. So the query should be this one without like having written it again. So I'll just have to copy this. That is what I should add here instead. And should pass test underscore title. Let me just apply this. I think that is it. Any question? So Jonah, you are wrong. Yeah, I didn't see that. But anyway, that is it. That is how you'd go about it. So any question before you drop off? And just a reminder, you have by today, is it 11:55? You submit your assignment. Because again tomorrow you'll have the second project, and that one might it will involve so many steps. So any question, Aiga? Aiga is good. Okay, thumbs up for those who are good. We should drop off. Yeah. So you guys have a good night, and see you tomorrow, inshallah.